YouTube! Alright, y'all, back on the grind. Another windy, cold day today. 9 miles in the docket. I have been dreading this. It is about 10:30 in the morning, and I had just been putting this off because I really was hoping it was going to get warmer, just a smidge. But it is not. We are taking the Brooks Glycerin Max, aka the tanks. I have some hand warmers in here, aka the tank. We're taking these guys out for a 9-mile run. I never have done anything longer than a 6-mile run in these shoes because when I got them, it was like after the marathon, so we're just doing a lot of recovery runs. Now I'm picking back up half marathon training and the miles are getting longer, so really want to take these guys out, really want to protect my feet. And also they are one of the warmest shoes that I have. So I have my merino wool feature socks on today. And then again, just decked out in Track Smith. Double layered on the pants. I think I overdid layering on the top, so we might have to take the jacket off. But Phil's gonna be back on YouTube. Phil's gonna be posting. Today's run, I didn't know if it was even going to happen because of how cold it was. I thought I was gonna go to the treadmill. I know people like dread the treadmill, but that week that I was using it, I had some of the best workouts because the treadmill is very unforgiving, right? On the road, you can kind of pace yourself. You could pick up the pace, you could slow down the pace, you could change your stride length, you could do all that stuff. On the treadmill, you really don't have the time, right? It's a computer, you're telling it what you want to run, and it's just gonna set you at that speed / pace, and you are just on the block for it. Like, you are just locked in, you're doing it. So I noticed that my intervals, my VO2 max training was a lot more intense on the treadmill than it was on the road. And I realized, like, you know, if I lock my treadmill in at 7 miles per hour, I'm locked in at 7 miles per hour. So I think that's was a huge learning adjustment for me for that 1 week of being on a treadmill. And I set the incline to like 4% because you never want to run on a treadmill at 0% incline. So I set myself at like a 4% gradient. And yeah, I had a really enjoyable week on the treadmill. And I know most runners would never say that, and they're probably gonna roll their eyes, but treadmill miles do count. And I had a great time on there. I mean, my legs were sore and shaking afterwards because, you know, I locked into a speed that I was holding for 30-40 minutes at a time. So we're laced up. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the first half no camera. Second half, I'll ping you guys out there. Then we'll recap the run, the training, how we felt, the shoes, and just talk a little bit more about getting inching closer to that half marathon, NYC half marathon, inching closer to hopefully PRing that. So yeah, I'll tell you guys my goal that I want for that half marathon after this in the recap. Stay tuned, catch you a little bit. Peace. YouTube, what is going on, everyone? Let me get my shoes that we wear for this run. So let me start off by saying I apologize because I came back to the car around the 7-mile mark to get some water and to take off my jacket, and I forgot to bring the camera with me for like the last 2 miles. So I apologize, there is no clips of me running in this video, but I'm gonna recap the shoe, we're gonna go over the times, and then we're gonna talk a little bit, just some thoughts that I had while I was on the run. So let's go over the run real quick. We did 9 miles, average pace of 9 minutes, and we did it in 1 hour and 21 minutes, 47 seconds. Now this is incredible because 2 weeks ago I did the same exact route but did 8 miles and did it in 1 hour and 14 minutes. And now to be able to run another mile on top of that just amazes me. So I really am proud of this run today. I feel like I'm hitting that top tier right now for that half marathon that we have coming up. I said in the beginning of the video that I'm gonna let you guys know my goal, my dream goal for this half marathon. And I'm gonna do it right now, then we'll get into the shoes. So I have 2 goals for this half marathon. So I'm running that New York City half marathon in March, and I have 2 goals. I have a B goal and an A goal. So the B goal would be a sub 145. So anything less than 1 hour and 45 minutes. Because my last half marathon was 1 hour and 55 minutes. So, or 50, I think it was 53, 1 hour, 53 minutes. So I would love to bring that down. The A goal, like my top tier goal, would be sub 140. Would be amazing for me, because that does put me on track for a 3:30 marathon. That being said, I am talking about it a lot. I'm putting it in the universe. I'm saying that I'm gonna crack that 145. So we'll see in March. But right now I feel like I'm hitting like the prime of my training. So we are on it. Now, let's talk about what everyone likes to talk about, the shoes during this run. So Brooks Glycerin Max. This shoe now has, for me, I think it's like 40 miles. And I know I said it in the other videos, this shoe is a heavy shoe. And I said that this shoe, you do kind of lose the weight of it after a while, but I did not. Today was a very intense run, pushing some mile paces of like 7 minutes, 8 minutes, you know, at some times, you know, at some points in the run. And this shoe just felt very heavy. I feel like it was slowing me down, along with the extra layering that we had to do for the cold, which we're gonna get into that in just a little bit. But all in all, the shoe, super comfortable, super warm. Didn't have a problem with any ankle, foot, or shin pain today. So it did what it was supposed to do, and it protected my run on it protected my legs on these long runs. So here's the wear and tear after 40 miles. Quick little drive-by of it. That's shoe number 1. That shoe did bounce. And here's shoe number 2. You see a little bit of scraping here on the foam. Here's the other side of it. Again, really no creases on this foam. It's really hard to see with the coloring that it is. But what Brooks did to this shoe is they have a much denser, so a much firmer foam right here. You can see that because it's mostly all white. And as you get into that like yellow, that Sprite yellow color, you'll see it a little bit more in the forefoot and the toes. This is a little more like a little less dense, so a little more softer back here, a little bit tuned, a little bit firmer here. It is a one layer foam. It is not a dual foam. So most shoes like this will have like 2 layers of foam. This is just one foam that Brooks kind of infused together and tuned it for this reason. So most, like, you know, super trainers or race day shoes, it'll have a soft foam, specifically race day shoes will have a soft foam and then a plate to add that stability. Super trainers will have their race foam and then their training foam and then a plate. This one here is a all new foam. There is no dual layer foam in this one. It's a dual density foam, but it is not dual layered. It's 1 layer foam. There is no split in this foam. It is amazing what Brooks did. And you kind of see it in the bottom. You got that more denser white foam here, and then that more yellow right there in the forefoot. A lot of rubber. Traction was great. It was just a very, very heavy shoe. Yeah, that is the recap of the run. Telling you guys my goal is for the half, and just how the shoe felt during this run. But I want to talk about one topic this was my topic that I wanted to talk about, bringing my camera with me, but I forgot, and that is winter running. So I see a lot of people on social media, which I kind of lay off of social media a lot. But I see a lot of people on social media, you know, going for these runs at like -20 wind chill. And I'm gonna be point blank honest, I use a treadmill. Would today be a day that I use a treadmill? No, because the sun was out and it was a beautiful day and I did want to be out here. And I layered up good enough that I wasn't cold. Layering is very, very important in winter running. So if you do want to get out there, make sure you layer up. But I just want to tell y'all, like, the reason why I didn't make videos last week was because I was using the treadmill all week. I was at my local gym, I was using the treadmill, and I got my miles in that way. Treadmill miles do count. And like I said at the beginning of this video, I feel like I get a much intense workout from the treadmill because it is a computer chip. I tell the brain of the computer, the brain of the treadmill, hey, I want to run 7 miles per hour. And it's going to keep me at that. It's going to make me accountable for that pace. So that's something that I like about the treadmill. When you're outside running, you can kind of manipulate your pace a little bit. You could be running 7 minutes, you could be running 7-minute miles, but then you could drop down to 7:05, 7:15, and then back up to 7. The treadmill doesn't change that much. It is a consistent speed unless you hit the down or up arrow. So that's my thought on the treadmill running. I actually enjoyed my runs, but what I really want to say is you don't have to, if you're not adapted to the cold, if you're not equipped with the layering, with like winter running clothing to run in the winter, you don't have to. And the thing that bothers me about social media is everyone will say you're not a runner if you're not outside. It's not true. It's not true at all. Some people work in the morning, so they have to run at night, and in the wintertime it gets darker at night, they need to go on a treadmill. All this stuff, it annoys me so much when people say that on social media. Running is supposed to be a community. Whether you're running on a treadmill, whether you're running outside, or whether you're running in place, it is a community. If you're putting one foot in front of the other and you're getting out there and you're getting your miles, doesn't matter how you're getting them, you're a runner in my eyes. That's it. There are a lot of Olympians, there are a lot of marathoners that actually use the treadmill to run. Today I just saw a video on Team Boss, and all their athletes were indoors running on treadmills. So if you guys are telling me treadmill miles don't count and they're not real runners, but these are real marathoners who race for money, and if you're telling me that treadmill miles don't count, I think you should go tell them that treadmill miles don't count. Because treadmill miles count. Treadmill miles is training. It's hard training. That being said, I do want to make a video on like that week of training and the shoes that I was wearing, because found out like you need some really, there's a specific style of running shoe that I prefer in a treadmill. Anyway, that's what I wanted to get into. As far as layering, for me personally today, I have two long sleeves. I have the Tracksmith Brightston long sleeve shirt on the bottom of this. It's a merino wool blend. And then I have the No Days Off t-shirt, or long sleeves mock turtleneck. And then I had the Down Eastern jacket on. This is way too much layering. When I run, I like to run as if I am racing, and I will never race with this many layers on. I also have two pairs of pants on, the tights and then pants. This is not something I would wear in a race. So for me, I was happy I got out here. I'm happy I did the miles. I'm happy I got to see the world. Would I have been upset if I did it on a treadmill? No, because in a treadmill I would wear my shorts, my half tights that I would have wear in a race, and things like that. So I just wanted to address the whole people saying you're not a runner if you're not running outside. I don't believe that. You are a runner whether you're running indoors or outdoors. It doesn't matter. All you're worrying about is getting one foot in front of the other, making yourself better and being better than what you were yesterday. That's important. That's the important thing about a runner. Doesn't matter what shoes, doesn't matter what brand of clothing, doesn't matter if you're indoors or outdoors, doesn't matter. I saw a video of a guy running in his driveway because his kid was sick. That's amazing. So don't listen to the social media, those influencers who are saying you're not out there running. If you're running on the treadmill or you're running outside, go get your miles. Happy running. Apologize for not taking the camera with me, but it's just a thought that I had for the last like 3 days in my head, and I wanted to get it out, and it was supposed to be on this run. Forgot the camera, so I'm gonna get it out in the intro. Y'all have a great day. Catch you in the next video. Peace out.